Welcome, everyone. I'm Barbara Joseph, and I'm coming to you from Central Maine tonight. And I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us. Tonight, Suzanne Steele from New Hampshire, Lori Jones from South Carolina will be helping me to present this PowerPoint. And then we have a guest, Barb Richmond from Ontario, Canada, who is going to share with us some extraordinary experiences that she's had. So we are independent Nikken consultants, and we have discovered a whole way of living a life in balance with what we call active wellness. And it's about choices that are proven to increase health and vitality. And we're here just to educate and empower you about these solutions. One of the other components that we have discovered as we share with people is that we have an ability to create stronger finances, have more abundance, and it's all about multiplying our time and leveraging it with what we call the gig economy. And you'll learn a little bit more about that later on. And as you can already tell, we work collaboratively. We are all entrepreneurs and we are purpose-driven, mission-oriented with a great community of like-minded and diverse people. So I've discovered that people really have common interests. They want good health, loving relationships, time with their family, time for themselves. Most people want to help others and make a difference. I think they really desire to be part of community. As we know, finances are pretty critical, and doesn't everybody want to have fun? Yet the reality is we have a lot of challenges and there's a lot of stress. We're juggling how to do all of those things, and it creates a lot of anxiety, which can create lack of sleep and a lot of different lifestyle challenges. We also have a lot of environmental toxins currently, given modern technology, pollution in our outdoor air. Everyone's really familiar with the lack of quality in drinking water and realizes that bottled water is not a solution. And the EPA has determined that indoor air is even more toxic than outdoor air. And where do we spend most of our time? So this creates what we call a body burden, and it affects all of us in different ways. Um, some people, young children, have ADD, ADHD. There's been a rise of autism, Alzheimer's happening to people at younger ages. Obviously, cancer, diabetes are, becoming the norm, not just with an aging population, but with young children. That's a bit frightening. So everyone really does want to live this great, happy, long, healthy life, but how can they do it and how can it be made simple? So we're part of a mission and a cause about being healthy by choice, not by chance, and that's signing up for what we call self-care. And this is actually an active process which people can become more aware of the choices that they make and therefore create a more successful, healthy existence. So every day, every individual has the ability to make a choice. And whatever that person chooses in terms of their attitude, their health, their food, their relationships can either have an upward swing, which allows them to be healthy, fit, and active and a human being more, or their lifestyle can be more stressful and anxious with choices that don't really support them and that create a human being under stress. So we are partnered with Nikken, which is a Japanese health research institute. And Mr. Isama Masuda founded this company in 1975 with a vision. He was looking for better health and wellness for himself and his family, and he thought that other people would also be interested. So he developed one pair of magnetic insoles, which launched Nikken to be the fastest growing company in the history of Japan. And that's pretty phenomenal. He also had this vision of people deserve the right to live in health and balance in 5 critical areas. To have a healthy mind is really important, and to have a healthy, fit body. We really need to have homes and environments for our family to be healthy and to create healthy community and society. And pretty much everything is dependent on finances and having healthy finances to live life comfortably. Nikken is a 40-year plus company. We do business in 20 or more countries. We are looking at creating a whole new way of looking at health and economy and finances. We've got millions of customers at billions of dollars in sales. And you know what? All of this is pre-computer by word of mouth. So Nikken has been spending time researching and developing, looking at nature, replicating those energies in terms of sleep and air and water and body comfort and nutrition. Everybody usually feels really great when they're out in nature, yet we spend most of our time indoors. But don't you just love that warm, nourishing comfort of the sun, the refreshing, revitalizing energy of the air? And you know, we are totally connected and dependent on the magnetic field of the earth. And it's so interesting to me that the human frequency and the earth frequency are totally the same. So how can we live in nature when we live indoors in our homes? How can we benefit? Well, Nikken has put together an incredible, innovative product line that replicates nature, that helps us all make sustainable changes and live in nature. Every individual can create and live in a wellness home. And Lori and Suzanne are going to share what we call owners and how we can take ownership of our health, starting with oxygen.
Well, oxygen is one of the most critical things that we have. And for me, I don't want my lungs to be the first filter. And Nikken doesn't want your lungs to be the first filter either. We have that Kenko air purifier, which can take care of all the air in your entire home, depending on what size home it is. And the air purifier, that's the travel, it's wonderful if you have a small bedroom. That's what I have in my bedroom. And I sleep so much better since I have that. Our son used to come over, his eyes used to water and his nose used to clog up. And he noticed one time it didn't happen. And it was because we had just gotten that air purifier. So it really does work.
That's wonderful. And there's so much notice that it's on.
And the water, we have a PyMag waterfall. We have our water bottle that's on the go. It's the same filter. And then we've got that PyMag microjet. And the waterfall takes all of the harmful things out of water, and then it puts good stuff. You'll see the mineral rocks in the bottom. And this water is delicious. It's light, it's airy, and after getting the waterfall, I just have more energy, and it tastes so good. And I started drinking a lot more water. You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces because our bodies are 70% water. And these products are just wonderful.
I love this experiment. It's taking a sweet potato and putting it in tap water, reverse osmosis well water, and our PyMag living water. And it's fairly obvious which sweet potato is thriving. And wouldn't we want to put the very best nutrients in our bodies so that we could also be the best that we can be in health?
The nutrition, Nikken has come up with every single part of our system in our body, and they have come up with things that actually blend together and balance us out and keep us healthy rather than treating some sickness. They have come up with over 40 years of research, and each system is covered, and everything works so wonderfully. Everything I've tried has just worked great. But I'm going to feature the Kenzen Vitamin Balance. You'll see those two big tubs there. That's chocolate and vanilla. And I take a scoop of each because you're supposed to do 2 scoops. I take a scoop of each and I put it with almond milk in the morning. And that's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I go to my job and I swim 500 meters in open water in a lake. Then I paddle. I do my rescue board 500 meters. Then I come in and I rescue a 10-pound weight in about 12 or 13 foot of water. And I put that weight on my chest and only use my legs for about 20, 25 yards, bring it back to the raft, keep my hand on it because that's my victim, get up on the raft, and I'm not hungry till 1:30 or 2 o'clock every day. This has 19.6 grams of protein, and it's amazing. That's just one of our products. I use several of those products that you have on the screen there. They work with your body, and they keep you healthy.
They are amazing, and they're so simple to know how to use. We also have a fabulous skincare line that's all organic, and it's for men and women, and it luxuriates your skin to stay soft and glowing. And whether it's the heat of the summer or the cold of the winter, I know that I'm always protected, and I am very grateful. We also have hair products that are incredibly unique because everything in them is totally natural, and there's magnetic particles that are really refreshing and revitalizing. And I was just in the ocean with all that salt, and I was thrilled that I could use that those hair products to bring my hair back to good, healthy life.
So we all do need some energy now and again, and it would be wonderful if we had some support that we could take with us when we're on the go. And that's really what these products are there for. It's saying that they're replicating that nature that Barbara mentioned earlier. The Kenko Mag Flex in the upper right-hand corner is why I'm here tonight, because I had a dear friend with a chronic back issue that placed that near his back, and within about 15 minutes he was able to move and ski without any discomfort. I've noticed for me that I've been able to use every single one of these products and gotten a result that has allowed me to move more freely. I had a neck issue about 21 years ago, and even to this day, using it shows a power band wrist, but I always wear a necklace every day to just support the neck and keep this part of my body nice and relaxed. And this was really my first experience, was with these wonderful products. If you have a cell phone, you most likely charge it at night, or the next day it's not working real well. So this is what we have to do for our own bodies so that we can recharge and rejuvenate. And this is an environment that supports the body again so that it can get restful night, sleep. We have a comforter, a pad, a pillow, and they all work together. I was able to start sleeping soundly and being able to move easier in the morning rather than having to push myself over to one side and very slowly get up out of bed in the morning. So what these products all do is help you get charged and help you stay charged throughout the day. And if you're supporting yourself at night, you'll find, like I have, that I don't sleep as much and I don't get colds as many other people tend to do throughout the year because I'm getting that good, healthful rest.
Yes, I think sleep is the foundation of good health. And what's so awesome is I'm sure everybody's familiar with a plant that is not doing well, a house plant. And if you put it in a greenhouse environment, all of those essential needs are taken care of, and boom, the plant can actually come back to being more healthy and vital. And that's exactly what Nikken has done. They've put together this product line of ownership. We call it a wellness home, and it covers all of these critical areas to keep us healthy and well with self-care, prevention, and active wellness that, as Suzanne said, we can live our life to the fullest. Income is another component. I talked about the gig economy, and I'm pretty sure Suzanne will be telling us about that.
Yes, you can focus on living healthy, but if you don't have enough money and you run out of money before the end of the month, there are some challenges that will come up. And these are some of the things that people deal with every day, whether it be rising healthcare costs or trying to pay back education or actually start saving for retirement. People are working longer because they haven't been able to save enough money to actually retire. And there are taxes. Everyone has taxes to pay. And what we are going to share is that this is an option that might help with that tax burden. This gig economy, it's really, things are changing in the world. There is no such thing as job security. People are having multiple careers throughout their lifetime. And the younger generation, the millennials, have seen many of their parents actually lose their jobs. So they realize that they need to think of a different way of earning income. And this is where this gig economy has started. You might not know this term now, but if you go out to Google and check it out, you'll be amazed at how much is out there. It came from the music industry. When musicians would go out and play a gig, it was their part of their life where they enjoyed doing something. It was their passion, and it was fun. And so this gig economy, it's estimated that 40% of workers will be part of this in just 2.5 years from now. And there are some examples on this screen. Etsy, Uber, Airbnb. Uber is the largest transportation company out there, and they don't have a single taxi. So it certainly is a new way of doing business, and the traditional jobs are not coming back. So enter Nikken. Nikken is part of that gig economy, and it's a type of business that allows you to have flexibility, low entry to start this business, and it does easily integrate into your life. You can go on vacation and be able to continue to share what you've learned and what's benefited you wherever you are. And what I've noticed is that what really touched my heart initially was the different philosophy that Nikken has. Barbara mentioned that 5 pillars of health. And coming from a corporate background, there was not that balance. It was all about the bottom line, and you had to work in order to have someone else make money. It's a little different here. We do belong to a group that is all about making a real difference, helping each other grow, expand, and live the life that we really want to live. And we do champion personal development. It wasn't anything that I had even considered, but the last 20 plus years in this business has certainly provided a lot of personal development.
You know, my background is in the healing arts profession, and I was making a difference in people's lives, but I really missed the collaboration and working as a community because I was the sole proprietor. So I'm very much enjoying that aspect of my partnership. So as you've been listening to our presentation, have you been intrigued by anything? What have you noticed? Do you feel that you're getting where you want to go right now, or is there something that you'd like to explore with Nikken? We certainly have a lot to offer. Everybody needs to make a choice, and what would your next steps be? Are you interested to get some more information about taking ownership of your health? Would you like to begin to embrace this way of life that we call active wellness and start by being a customer? It's free. There's no obligations, no commitments. You have your own online e-commerce wellness store with lots of great information. You can do your own thing or have a wellness consultant who's introduced you, and a whole host of people strategize and support you however you like. And if you're anything like us and you start having these great results, you'll probably want to share it with other people and help enrich lives. And when you do that, Nikken very gratefully deposits money in your account. So at this point, would like to invite Suzanne to have Barb join her on the call. And Barb, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Here we go.
Wonderful. Well, Barb, I'm so pleased to have you here tonight. I've only known you for less than a year, I believe, in this wonderful business. And I guess let's start with, can you share a minute or two about your background and tell us how you started in your career and what it was?
Well, thank you for having me tonight, ladies. My background is as a registered nurse, having worked in intensive and coronary care. But I had to take an early retirement from that because of degenerative arthritis in my spine. I had a very serious illness at age 4, which created osteoarthritis and migraines by age 7. And it affected my nursing career as well. Now, at the time we were introduced to Nikken, my husband and I owned and operated a bed and breakfast. And we had been in a car accident, a rear ender, that put me into a collar for 8 weeks and aggravated a problem of his. And as a result, I was experiencing 2 to 4 migraines a week and a headache every single day. Nothing the physicians, chiropractors, acupuncturists did got rid of that headache. A classmate of mine from high school called and asked us to meet them at the library, and we were introduced to Nikken. That night, we slept on a Nikken sleep system. In the morning, I was free of a headache for the first time in 4.5 years. And my husband said to me, "You don't have a headache, do you?" And I said, "No." He said, "I don't mean a migraine. Your headache is gone." I said, "It is." We had the system for 3 nights, gave it back. All the symptoms returned. They were going away, and I said, "Can we borrow that system again if you're not taking it with you?" They gave it back to us. 1 more night on it. I felt like a human being again, and I turned to my husband and I said, "That's it. We're getting our own sleep system. I am not going to have to give it back to Nancy and Jim again. We're going to have our own from here on in." The next thing we invested in for our health were the insoles and the MagFlex. And shortly thereafter, the water was released by Nikken. And as far as I'm concerned, the sleep system and the water is absolutely essential to good health. The rest of the technologies are amazing, and they all work. They have, well, one product may work 10 different ways with 10 different people, but they work and they don't cause side effects. So here I am pushing 70 years of age. I've had 4 migraines in a number of years, all caused by sudden barometric pressure, but no pills. I reach for the Meg Duo or one of our other technologies, and I'm rid of a migraine in less than an hour. I used to suffer daily with sciatica. The sleep system has certainly helped that, along with the MagFlex. I've had 1 sciatic attack in years, and that was the day after we moved from Huntsville to our current location 4.5 hours away. I can't say enough about the technologies, but the sleep and the water and the insoles, I think, are absolutely essential for a person to start with, and then bit by bit integrate the other technologies into their life and lifestyle. A wellness home is the very best environment for you and your family, and anybody that you invite into your home. They will appreciate it as well. In fact, I have a friend highly allergic to dogs and cats, and I have both. And she can come into my home, and as long as she's in the room with the Air Wellness product, she has absolutely no reactions whatsoever, whereas before she would scratch until she bled. So I can't say enough about this company. They're in their 43rd year in business. They know what they're doing. The Japanese are #1 in health in the world, and there's a reason for that.
So, Barb, I am just blown away. I'm always amazed at what these products can do for folks, but never surprised. And if you're listening to this recording, these are non-medical products. They don't cure or heal all the conditions that Barb just mentioned, but what they do is just like that greenhouse, it puts the body into a great environment so it can heal itself. So I don't need to ask you why you're still excited all these years later. But one question is, do you have to have a nursing background in order to share this with other people?
Absolutely not. In fact, and you don't have to be a specific age either. You know, young people can help their parents in the Nikken business. And when they turn 18, they can have a business of their own. But my most senior consultant is 86. And she never worked outside the home. She was always a homebody. Her husband supported the family. And in fact, her husband is a huge success story. He had 2 surgeries for cancer of the tongue, was facing a 3rd, and the surgeon said, worst case scenario, you could lose a 1/3 of your tongue and have to learn sign language. Best case scenario, you'll definitely have to have speech therapy. Now, we started Jack on the water and the jade greens because their water, we tested their water and it was like pure acid on July 20th. And on August 10th, he went in for his preoperative blood work and examination by the surgeon. His surgery was scheduled for August the 12th. The surgeon took one look at him and said, I don't know what you're doing, Jack, but keep doing it. We're going to cancel your surgery. And that's 13 years ago this month. He never had to have it. And to emphasize the importance of sleep, I had a young lad who hadn't slept a night through in 12 years. He's autistic, ADD, ADHD. And his math teacher told his mother that he would never be able to be independent because he could not grasp numbers. Now, this young lad would sleep on the top of his bed, no covers on, 365 days of the year, 3 fans blowing on him, and his window open. I had a chat with him, and he certainly was able to communicate. And I asked him if I put a sleep system on his bed, would he promise me to keep the comforter on him, not to throw it off as he'd been doing. And he gave me his word. He settled at 10:30 that night. His mother had to awaken him at 7 in the morning. The whole family got sleep that night. He awakened happy. And a couple of weeks later, he had a math exam. He got 88% and won an award. That's what quality sleep can do. The young man, he's 16 now. He can hold down odd jobs and he can handle his own money. So he has a future. Why? Because of Nikken.
Barb, thank you so much. I could listen to more stories for the next 2 hours, but we want to keep this short, and I'm going to turn it back over to Barbara to wrap us up. And thank you again for your time and your passion.
You're very welcome. Nobody will convince me to try anything else, ever.
Well, everybody and anybody who's listening is certainly going to be moved by your passion and your stories. That is what we are all about, changing lives. And we have a vehicle, something that really allows us to do it. And isn't that beautiful and brilliant? So thank everyone so very much for participating this evening.
Thank you, ladies.